everyone! Welcome to my reading chat live stream. My name is Mini-Koneko, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with all of you today. Whether you're a die-hard book lover or just dipping your toes into the world of literature, I can't wait to share some amazing discussions. Today, let's talk about our favorite books, authors, and the stories that have touched our hearts. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's embark on this literary adventure together. What book are you currently reading, or what's one that has really inspired you? I'd love to hear from you. Continuing from our discussion about book clubs and sharing our reading experiences, I want to talk about one of my favorite books, Contact, by Carl Sagan. This incredible novel is a beautiful blend of science fiction and deep philosophical questions about humanity's place in the universe. Sagan masterfully explores the idea of extraterrestrial life and the implications of making contact with other civilizations. The story follows Eliyahu, a dedicated scientist who discovers a signal from space that leads to a message containing instructions for building a mysterious machine. What I love about this book is how it captures the wonder of discovery while delving into themes like faith, science, and what it truly means to be human. Hallie's character is strong and determined, embodying the quest for knowledge and challenging gender norms in the scientific community. The discussions in our book club around Contact were so lively. We examined the intersection of science and spirituality, debating whether we would be ready to face the existence of intelligent life beyond us. Hello. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm super excited to chat about books and share our thoughts today. How about you? What's been on your reading list lately? I can't wait to hear about the books you've been enjoying. Absolutely. Speaking of reading lists, I've been meaning to check out some new genres lately, especially fantasy and historical fiction. It's amazing how different themes and settings can transport us to new worlds. Have you ever discovered a book outside your usual genre that completely surprised you? I love when that happens. It's like finding hidden treasures in literature. Let's share our favorites and explore something new together. What about you? Any surprising reads lately? Speaking of books outside my favorite genres, I have to mention The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Usually I lean towards fantasy and sci-fi, but this novel captivated me in a completely different way. It's a magical realism story that revolves around the mysterious circus that appears only at night. Her beautifully descriptive prose creates such a vivid atmosphere. You can practically feel the chill of the night air and the excitement of the enchanting performances. What I love about The Night Circus is how it weaves together multiple characters' stories, each with their own unique experiences and motivations. The backdrop of the circus is not just a setting, but almost a character in itself, filled with wonder and intrigue. The competition between the two main characters, Celia and Marco, who are bound by a magical challenge, adds layers of tension and emotion. This book made me appreciate the art of storytelling in a completely new way. It combines elements of romance, adventure, and fantasy, all wrapped in stunning imagery. I remember reading it late into the night, unable to put it down. The themes of love, sacrifice, and the pursuit of dreams really resonated with me. Our book club had such fascinating discussions about the symbolism of the circus and how it reflects the struggles of the characters. It was amazing to hear everyone's different interpretations and insights. I never expected to fall in love with a book like this, which was so far from my typical go-to genres. If you're looking for something that pushes the boundaries of imagination while still being grounded in human emotions, I highly recommend giving The Night Circus a try. It might just surprise you like it did for me. What about you? Have you found any gems outside your usual favorites? Let's chat about them. Speaking of favorite books, I absolutely have to mention Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This classic novel has captured my heart with its witty dialogue and timeless themes of love and societal expectations. The story follows the spirited Elizabeth Bennet as she navigates her feelings toward the enigmatic Mr. Darcy. What I adore most is the character development. Watching Elizabeth challenge societal norms and grow personally is so inspiring. Plus, the humor woven throughout makes it such an enjoyable read. Every time I revisit it, I discover new nuances in the characters and their relationships. Have you read it? Continuing from our discussion about favorite books, I want to dive into a fascinating read, The Three-Body Problem by Liu Cixin. This science fiction masterpiece is the first book in the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy, and it completely blew my mind. The story starts during the Cultural Revolution in China, where a secret military project sends signals into space, eventually attracting the attention of an alien civilization from the Tri-Solar System. What I love about the Three-Body Problem is how it intertwines complex scientific concepts with deep philosophical questions. It explores humanity's place in the universe and the potential consequences of first contact. The alien civilization's experiences are incredibly in-depth. Their unpredictable environment adds an element of suspense and tension throughout the narrative. The characters are well developed and morally complex, making you question what you would do in their situation. The book also delves into themes of trust, survival, and the long-term impact of our actions. It's not just a thrilling read, it makes you reflect on the choices humanity faces as we advance technologically. The way Liu Cixin weaves in real scientific theories with imaginative storytelling is simply mesmerizing. Each chapter is filled with revelations that kept me on the edge of my seat. It's a perfect blend of hard science fiction and engaging narrative, making it a must-read for anyone curious about the universe and our humanity. So, if you're looking for a captivating read that will challenge your perspective, definitely check out The Three-Body Problem. What do you think about exploring the unknown like this? Speaking of exploring the unknown, it's such an exciting concept, isn't it? The idea of venturing into uncharted territories, whether it's outer space or the depths of the ocean, sparks our imagination and curiosity. There's something so thrilling about discovering what lies beyond our current understanding. Just think about the explorers of history, like Magellan, or even modern scientists studying black holes. Each expedition uncovers new knowledge and challenges our perception of reality. It makes you wonder, what else is out there waiting to be discovered? I believe that the quest for knowledge is a crucial part of being human. What do you think? How does the exploration of the unknown inspire you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of the unknown and exploration, I want to highlight a book that truly dives into the depths of our personal journeys. What color is your parachute? By Richard N. Wallace. This isn't just a job hunting guide, it's a powerful tool for discovering who you are and what you truly want to do with your life. It encourages readers to explore their interests, values, and skills, much like how explorers venture into the unknown territories. The book offers practical exercises to help you identify your strengths and passions, guiding you toward a fulfilling career. What I find most enlightening is how it emphasizes that job seeking is not just about finding a position, but about understanding yourself better and aligning your career with your personal values. It's about charting your own course in the vast sea of possibilities. One of my favorite parts challenges you to envision your ideal work situation, what it looks like, how it feels, and what you want to achieve. This sense of self-discovery can be incredibly empowering. Since reading it, I've approached my own goals with a fresh perspective. The idea that we can continually evolve and define what success means to us mirrors the broader theme of exploring the unknown. Continuing from our discussion about exploring the unknown, I want to dive into a classic that touches on both personal growth and the bonds we form with others, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This book beautifully captures the essence of four sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy March, as they navigate their lives during the American Civil War. What I love about Little Women is how each character represents different aspirations and personalities. Jo, with her tomboy spirit and dreams of being a writer, really resonates with anyone who dares to break societal norms. Then there's Meg, who longs for wealth but also appreciates the value of love, while Quiet Beth embodies selflessness and kindness. And of course, there's the artistic and somewhat spoiled Amy, always striving for her own identity. As the story unfolds, we see these sisters face various challenges, from love and lust to personal ambitions and family obligations. It's a rich exploration of growth, showing them learning valuable lessons about generosity and the importance of supporting one another. The moral lessons woven throughout, particularly those shared by their mother Mommy, emphasize love, kindness, and the pursuit of personal integrity. What makes Little Women so timeless is how it reflects the evolving roles of women in society. All set in the 19th century, the struggles and dreams of the March sisters are relatable to readers even today. The mix of heartwarming moments and profound life lessons will make you laugh, cry, and reflect on your own relationships. Hello! Yes, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott is often included in school curricula in the U.S. It's considered a classic of American literature and is frequently studied in both middle and high school English classes. The book's exploration of themes such as family, gender roles, and personal growth makes it a valuable text for discussions about literature, history, and social issues. Many educators appreciate its rich character development and the way it captures the experiences of women during the 19th century. Additionally, its relevance to modern audiences keeps it in the conversation as students explore timeless themes. Have you come across this book in your studies or discussions? I'd love to hear your experiences. Speaking of classic literature, I always find it fascinating how certain themes, like family and identity, resonate across time. For example, have you ever read Pride and Prejudice? It touches on similar issues of social expectations and personal growth. There's just something timeless about these stories that keeps us engaged. What are some of your favorite classics? Let's dive into that. Speaking of my favorite classic novels, I have to bring up Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This book is such a delightful read, filled with wit, romance, and incredible character development. Set in the early 19th century, it follows the spirited Elizabeth Bennet as she navigates the social intricacies of her time, all while trying to maintain her independence and find true love. What I love most about Pride and Prejudice is Austen's brilliant use of irony and humor. The characters are so well crafted, from the charming and aloof Mr. Darcy to the ridiculous Mr. Collins. Each character brings their own quirks and flaws, making the story feel all the more real and relatable. Elizabeth's growth throughout the novel is inspiring, as she learns to challenge her own prejudices and assumptions about those around her. Hello! My favorite work by Jane Austen has to be Pride and Prejudice. This novel captures the essence of romance, social commentary, and character development so beautifully. The witty banter between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, along with the exploration of themes like class and self-discovery, make it a timeless classic. I love how Elizabeth's journey reflects the importance of staying true to oneself while also opening up to love. What about you? Do you have a favorite Austen novel? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of Pride and Prejudice, I've always been intrigued by adaptations of it. There are so many versions, from films to modern retellings. Each brings a unique twist while keeping that classic charm. Have you seen any adaptations? I love how they interpret Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's relationship. Let's chat about your favorites and how they compare to the original. Speaking of adaptations of Pride and Prejudice, I absolutely adore discussing the various film versions and modern retellings. One of the most famous adaptations is the 2005 film starring Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet and Matthew McFadden as Mr. Hello. That's wonderful. Mansfield Park is such a unique novel in Jane Austen's collection. The character of Fanny Price is so different from Austen's other heroines, with her quiet strength and moral compass. I find her journey of self-discovery and standing up for herself incredibly inspiring. What do you love most about Mansfield Park? Are there any specific characters or themes that resonate with you? I'd love to dive deeper into your thoughts. Speaking of Mansfield Park, Fanny Price's quiet determination really sets her apart from Austen's other heroines. It makes me think about how each character in her novels embodies different aspects of society. Like Elizabeth Bennet's wit in Pride and Prejudice or Emma Woodhouse's matchmaking antics. What are your thoughts on how these characters reflect the social norms of their time? I'd love to hear any insights or favorites you have. Speaking of depictions of social characters, Jane Austen expertly crafts figures that embody the complexities of social interactions and societal expectations. One character that stands out is Mr. Wickham in Pride and Prejudice. His charm and charisma initially draw Elizabeth Bennet in, showcasing how social appearance can be misleading. His ability to manipulate social situations highlights the theme of appearances versus reality, which is a common thread in Austen's work. Then we have characters like Emma Woodhouse, who thrives in social settings. As a matchmaker, she navigates various social circles with confidence, but her journey reveals the consequences of her meddling. It's fascinating to see how she learns about humility and understanding others' feelings. Another example is Mary Crawford from Mansfield Park. Her social charm and wit contrast sharply with Fanny Price's quiet disposition. Mary embodies the allure of being socially engaging, yet her lack of moral depth raises questions about what truly defines a worthy character. Austen often uses social interactions to expose the flaws and virtues of her characters, demonstrating how our relationships can shape personal growth. How do you see social dynamics influencing character development in Austen's novels? Any favorite moments or characters that come to mind? Let's dive into that. Speaking of the influence of relationships on character growth, Jane Austen's novels are a brilliant exploration of this theme. Take Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, her relationship with Mr. Darcy challenges her prejudices and ultimately leads to personal growth. Through their dynamic, she learns to see beyond first impressions, cultivating deeper understanding and self-awareness. Similarly, Fanny Price in Mansfield Park evolves through her interactions with characters like Mary Crawford and Edmund Bertram. These relationships force her to confront her values and assert her independence, shaping her identity. It's fascinating how Austen highlights that personal growth often stems from how we connect with others, revealing a significant message about empathy and understanding in our relationships. Hello. Mary Bennet is such an interesting character. As the bookish sister in Pride and Prejudice, she represents a different kind of woman during that era, one who values education and intellectual pursuits over socializing and romantic interests. It's fascinating how she often delivers moral lessons and quotes literature, even if she can be a bit pedantic at times. I admire her dedication to reading and self-improvement. What do you find most appealing about Mary? Do you think her character adds depth to the family dynamic? I'd love to hear your insights. Speaking of Mary, it's intriguing how she contrasts with her more socially active sisters like Lizzie and Lydia. Her character really highlights the value of her intelligence and personal growth in a society that sometimes prioritizes social status. I wonder how Mary's story would change if set in modern times. Would she be a book influencer or a passionate advocate for education? Let's think about how contemporary characters might reflect Austen's themes. What do you think? Speaking of the reinterpretation of Austen's characters in modern times, it's fascinating to see how her timeless themes resonate with contemporary society. For example, Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice can be viewed as a strong feminist icon today. Her independence and refusal to conform to societal expectations regarding marriage serve as an empowering message for women navigating their own paths in the modern world. In recent adaptations, such as the popular film Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, we witness Elizabeth taking on a more proactive role, blending her wit with action. This reinterpretation speaks to the strength and complexity of her character, allowing for a fresh perspective on her boldness. Similarly, characters like Emma Woodhouse have also been reimagined. In the recent film Emma, directed by Autumn Dewar, we see Emma portrayed with a modern aesthetic that emphasizes her confidence and flair. The attention to her character's flaws, such as her impulsiveness and meddling nature, adds depth and relatability for today's audience. Moreover, modern retelling is like eligible by Curtis Sage and voice classic characters in contemporary settings, allowing us to explore their motivations and relationships in a fresh light. It's captivating to see how the social dynamics of Austen's time, such as class and gender roles, translate into today's issues, from career ambitions to current dating experiences. These adaptations invite viewers and readers alike to reflect on how these characters will navigate the complexities of our current world. By infusing them with modern sensibilities, we not only appreciate Austen's original intent, but also examine the continued relevance of her insights into human behavior. Ultimately, these reinterpretations show that Austen's work is not merely a reflection of the past, but a framework through which we can explore contemporary identity, love, and personal growth. What are your favorite modern takes on Austen's characters? Let's dive into that discussion. Speaking of modern interpretations of favorite Austen characters, I absolutely love how Lizzie Bennet from Pride and Prejudice has been adapted in recent films and books. In the 2020 adaptation, she's portrayed as even more assertive and independent, showcasing her career ambitions alongside her romantic pursuits. This adds layers to her character, making her relatable to today's audience who balances work and personal life. It's exciting to see her engaging in conversations about gender equality and societal expectations, reflecting contemporary struggles. This reimagining really emphasizes her strength and wit, amplifying her status as a role model for modern women. What do you think of these adaptations? Do you have a favorite version of Lizzie? Speaking of modern interpretations and the complexities of Austen's characters, I recently finished reading a fascinating book called Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, specifically diving into Les Miserables by Kurokoki. This book offers an incredible deep dive into Hugo's classic work by exploring the illustrations and social context surrounding it. What I loved about it is how it enriches the original story. For instance, the author Shigeru Kashima pulls from illustrations made after the original publication and provides insights into the societal conditions of 19th century France. The way it connects the characters' struggles with real historical events really amplifies the emotional resonance of the story. One of my favorite parts was discovering the true meaning behind Colette's use of the sword as a doll, heartbreaking yet enlightening detail about how children viewed their world. It's an extraordinary blending of history and narrative that deepens your understanding of the characters. And let's not forget about the monetary comparisons. They convert currency from that era to modern Japanese yen, which make the impact of characters' choices feel even more tangible. For example, knowing that Jin Taojian's goodbye to Kawasata is worth 6 billion yen today really drives home the themes of sacrifice and wealth in the story. Hello! I completely understand why you love Les Miserables. Jin Taojin is such a compelling character. His journey from a hardened ex-convict to a man seeking redemption is incredibly powerful. The way he embodies the struggle between good and evil, while constantly striving to do the right thing, makes him so relatable. I also love how his character highlights themes of compassion and sacrifice. What specific aspects of Jin Taojian's character resonate with you the most? Is there a particular scene that stands out? I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Speaking of Jin Baojion's journey, it's interesting how his character parallels modern themes of redemption and self-discovery. Many contemporary stories explore similar arcs, where characters must confront their past and seek forgiveness, much like Baojin does. I think it resonates with people who are also on a quest for personal growth today. What are some modern books or movies that you feel capture that essence? I'd love to hear your recommendations. Speaking of self-discovery, it's such a fascinating journey that many people embark on throughout their lives. Every individual's path is unique, shaped by experiences, relationships, and even the challenges they face. For instance, in literature and film, we often see characters who go through profound transformations, learning more about themselves as they navigate life's ups and downs. A great example is Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Courage. This is her journey of self-discovery through her interactions with Mr. Darcy reveals her own biases and preconceptions, ultimately leading her to a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. In a modern context, self-discovery can also be seen in everyday situations like changing careers, exploring new hobbies, or even traveling. Many individuals find that stepping outside their comfort zones allows them to gain new perspectives on who they are. For some, it might involve spending time alone, reflecting on their values and passions. Moreover, in our fast-paced world filled with social media, the journey of self-discovery can be quite layered. With constant comparisons and pressures, finding out what truly resonates with us can take time and introspection. This is where practices like journaling or mindfulness come into play, enabling individuals to tune into their thoughts and feelings, helping clarify their goals and desires. This quest for self-understanding is also prevalent in self-help literature, where authors share insights on personal growth and strategies for fostering self-acceptance. The common thread is the idea that self-discovery is an ongoing process, one that evolves with us. So, I'd love to hear from you. What experiences or books have significantly contributed to your own self-discovery? How do you approach understanding your true self? Let's dive into this engaging topic together. Speaking of self-discovery, it's such a crucial and exciting part of our lives. Many people, through various experiences, realize their passions and values as they grow. It could be through travel, where new cultures force us to reflect on what we believe, or even in everyday situations like tackling challenges that reveal our strengths. Literature offers profound insights into this process too. For instance, modern novels often depict characters who must confront their insecurities and navigate life's complexities. I find that elements like journaling or meditation can also aid in this journey, helping us connect with our inner selves. What about you? What experiences have shaped your understanding of yourself? I'd love to hear your stories. Speaking of self-discovery and personal journeys, I want to talk about a powerful book I recently read called The Reader by Bernhard Schoing, also known as The Reader. This novel beautifully illustrates the complexities of love, memory, and the moral dilemmas that come with personal history. The story follows a young boy, Michael, who enters a relationship with an older woman, Hannah, who has a mysterious past. Hello! There are so many globally famous self-help books that have positively impacted readers around the world. Some of the most notable ones include 1. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. This classic focuses on principles of personal and professional effectiveness. 2. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, a timeless guide to building relationships and improving communication skills. 3. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and finding peace within ourselves. 4. You Are a Goddess by Jen Sincero, a motivational book that encourages readers to embrace their uniqueness and pursue their goals with confidence. 5. Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book provides practical strategies for forming good habits and breaking bad ones, emphasizing small changes that lead to significant results. Each of these books offers unique insights and strategies for personal growth and development. Do you have a favorite among these, or is there a self-help book that particularly resonated with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of these famous self-help books, it's fascinating how different authors have unique approaches to similar themes. For instance, while Stephen R. Covey focuses on effectiveness, Eckhart Tolle emphasizes living in the moment. It shows how personal growth can be a multifaceted journey. I always wonder how our individual experiences shape what we take from these texts. Have you ever found a book that completely shifted your perspective? I'd love to hear your stories and recommendations. Speaking of books that have changed my perspective on life, I have to mention The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This beautifully written tale follows Santiago, a shepherd boy on a quest to find his personal legend and fulfill his dreams. What I find so impactful about this story is its central theme of pursuing one's dreams and the importance of listening to our hearts. Coelho's writing is filled with profound wisdom about the journey of self-discovery and the idea that the universe conspires to help us realize our dreams if we are brave enough to pursue them. The concept of making a personal legend really resonated with me, as it encourages readers to reflect on what truly makes them happy and fulfilled. One of my favorite quotes from the book is, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." This idea has helped me approach challenges with a more optimistic mindset, believing that there are possibilities out there if I'm willing to take risks. The moments in Santiago's journey, from meeting the wise King Melchizedek to encountering the crystal merchant, all illustrate that every experience teaches us something valuable. The book encourages readers to embrace the journey, with all its ups and downs, instead of only focusing on the destination. I truly believe that The Alchemist has the power to inspire anyone who reads it to take charge of their own life and not be afraid to pursue what truly matters to them. Have any of you read this fantastic book? How did it impact your views on dreams and following your passions? I'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Speaking of how to pursue dreams, it's essential to start by understanding what you truly want. Take time to reflect on your passions and goals. This is the foundation for your journey. Once you have clarity, set specific achievable milestones to help guide you. Remember, it's all about taking small, consistent steps. Surrounding yourself with supportive people can also make a huge difference. They can provide encouragement and accountability. And don't forget to embrace failures as learning opportunities. Every setback is an important part of your growth. Ultimately, stay adaptable and open to new experiences along the way. Sometimes, the path to your dreams can take unexpected turns. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have any tips for chasing dreams? Let's share our experiences. Speaking of pursuing dreams and personal growth, let's dive into a fascinating book I talked about earlier, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This brilliantly written sci-fi comedy not only provides laughs but also prompts us to reflect on life's absurdities and the universe's unpredictability. The story follows Arthur Dent, an ordinary human who is whisked away on an intergalactic adventure just before Earth is destroyed. What I love about this book is how it highlights the importance of perspective. As Arthur navigates this chaotic universe, he learns to embrace the unpredictability of life. One of my favorite moments is when he realizes that the universe is filled with unexpected surprises, and that sometimes, it's okay to not have everything figured out. This realization resonates so deeply with the idea of pursuing our dreams. In a way, it encourages us to stay curious and open-minded, just like Arthur. Adams masterfully weaves humor and philosophy, reminding us that while we may not always be in control, we can still enjoy the ride. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy teaches us that life can be a wild adventure, with all its twists and turns, and that remaining adaptable is key. So, for anyone looking for inspiration while chasing their dreams, this book is a must-read. Have any of you picked it up? What were your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear your insights. Speaking of pursuing dreams, it's such an exciting yet challenging journey. The first step is really about having a clear vision of what you want. Once you know your goal, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate those little victories along the way. It's also important to stay flexible. Sometimes life takes unexpected turns, and that's okay. Surround yourself with supportive friends and mentors who can encourage you and help you stay focused. And remember, it's perfectly normal to encounter setbacks. Those are often the best learning experiences. What about you? Have you been working on any dreams lately? I'd love to hear about your experiences and tips for staying motivated. Speaking of pursuing dreams and personal growth, let's dive into a profound book I discussed earlier, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. This novel is a deeply layered exploration of the human psyche and the consequences of imperialism. The story follows Charles Marlowe, who embarks on a journey into the African Congo to find cuts, an ivory trader whose ideals become corrupted by power. The haunting imagery and vivid descriptions capture the existential struggles of both Marlowe and Guts as they confront the darkness within themselves. What I find fascinating about Heart of Darkness is how it challenges our understanding of civilization and savagery. Marlowe's journey isn't just about physical exploration, it's also a metaphorical voyage into the heart of human nature and its complexities. Throughout the novel, we see how the pursuit of wealth and power can lead to moral decay and self-destruction. Kurtz, once a man of great vision, ultimately succumbs to the darkness he sought to control. This theme resonates deeply when we think about our dreams and ambitions. It serves as a reminder that while pursuing our goals, we must remain mindful of our values and the impact our choices have on ourselves and others. The story encourages readers to reflect on what lies beneath the surface of our desires. It raises questions about ambition, morality, and the thin line that separates enlightenment from darkness. Have any of you read Heart of Darkness? What did you think about its themes and how they relate to our personal journeys? I'd love to hear your interpretations and insights. Speaking of dreams and ambitions, they are such powerful motivators in our lives. Dreams inspire us to envision a future we desire, while ambitions push us to turn those dreams into reality. Finding the balance between the two is key. It's essential to dream big, but we also need actionable steps to chase those dreams effectively. Sometimes, ambitions can feel overwhelming, but breaking them down into smaller achievable goals makes the journey much more manageable. And let's not forget the importance of resilience. There will be challenges along the way, but overcoming them is a part of the growth process. So, what are some of your dreams and ambitions? I'd love to hear how you plan to chase them. Hello! That's fascinating. Toni Morrison's Beloved is such a powerful exploration of the complexities of history, memory, and trauma, particularly in the context of slavery. It delves deep into the emotional and psychological scars left on individuals and families. After reading Beloved, it's understandable that your perspective on Conrad's Heart of Darkness could shift. Both novels explore themes of oppression and the haunting legacies of colonialism and slavery. While Heart of Darkness focuses on European imperialism in Africa and the darkness it brings, Beloved presents the intimate horrors of slavery and its long-lasting effects on identity and humanity. By viewing Conrad's work through the lens of Morrison's insights, you may gain a deeper understanding of the emotional weight carried by characters like Marlowe and Kurtz, as well as the broader implications of their struggles. I'm curious to hear how you think Morrison's themes might influence your interpretation of Heart of Darkness. What specific connections are you making? It's interesting how both Beloved and Heart of Darkness highlight the shadows of history. Speaking of trauma and memory, have any of you read The Things They Carry by Tim O'Brien? It explores the emotional weight of war and how storytelling shapes our understanding of trauma. I think there's a lot of connection between these works and how they address the past's impact on identity. What are your thoughts on that? Speaking of trauma and the influence of storytelling, it's fascinating how narratives can shape our understanding of difficult experiences. Stories allow us to process and make sense of trauma in ways that often feel elusive in real life. They provide a framework for exploring emotions and events that are hard to articulate. For example, in Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carry, the author vividly captures the struggles faced by soldiers during the Vietnam War, blending fiction with real experiences. O'Brien shows us that storytelling isn't just a way to convey information, it's a form of healing. By sharing their stories, characters confront their fears, guilt, and memories. This act of storytelling allows them to reclaim power over their narratives, transforming trauma into something more manageable and relatable. It's also a way for readers to connect with those experiences, fostering empathy and understanding. Additionally, stories can serve as a bridge for intergenerational trauma. When families share their histories, younger generations gain insight into the struggles their ancestors faced, which can deeply impact their identities and perspectives. This connection can either empower or burden individuals, depending on how the narratives are framed. Moreover, not all stories are told in the same way. Some may focus on resilience and hope, while others might delve into despair. This variance influences how trauma is perceived culturally and personally. For instance, a story that highlights recovery and healing can inspire those who relate to the trauma depicted, while darker narratives may emphasize the weight of that trauma, showcasing its lingering consequences. In exploring trauma through literature, we tap into universal themes of suffering, resilience, and the quest for meaning. It's important to recognize how sharing these experiences through stories helps to create community and support. So, how do you think storytelling has impacted your understanding of trauma? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this. Speaking of the relationship between storytelling and trauma, it's incredibly profound. Storytelling allows individuals to articulate and process their emotional experiences, often transforming pain into something tangible. When people share their stories, they reclaim agency over their narratives, which can be incredibly healing. It helps bridge gaps between generations, as stories passed down can shed light on familial struggles and resilience. Moreover, storytelling fosters empathy, allowing listeners to connect with experiences that may be vastly different from their own. This connection helps normalize discussions around trauma, making it easier for individuals to seek support and begin their healing journeys. What are your thoughts on how storytelling has impacted your understanding of trauma? I'd love to hear your views. Thank you all so much for joining today's live stream. I really enjoyed our discussions about storytelling, drama, and the powerful books we explored together. Your insights and perspectives made this experience even more special. Remember, stories have the power to heal and connect us. Don't forget to take time to reflect on your own journeys and the narratives that shape you. Until next time, keep reading and sharing, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.